All right, welcome to Module 6, the art, skill, and power of tracking for results. Now, we just wrapped up. If you're listening on the other side of the screen and you just immediately hopped from Module 5 to Module 6, we just wrapped up. After we've mastered the basics, where do we go from here? Now we're moving into tracking and the power and the art and the skill of tracking for results. Here's what I want to share with you, okay? If you are right now suffering from information overload, okay, where you've been sitting here, and if you've been going through these with me one after the other, and you've been processing a lot of information, here's what I want you to understand. It is absolutely unfair to yourself and totally illogical to expect yourself to go from 0 to hero, 1 to 10 on all of these overnight. Okay, it's just not reality. Now, in today's world of microwave mentality, we assume we should be able to just press the button and be showered with all of these skills. Okay? That's also why most people don't last as entrepreneurs. It's why most people don't last in any sort of personal development, because we get frustrated and impatient with the fact that it doesn't happen overnight. Okay? So what I want you to do right now is take a deep breath. Okay? Take a deep breath. Give yourself a break. And what I want you to understand is to give yourself patience. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself the time to develop these skills. And remember, I encourage you, work on them in the order that I gave them to you in the previous module. Okay? And it doesn't mean that you've forgotten about them or that you're ignoring them, but they're a little bit further down the implementation schedule, right? You know they're coming, so you don't have to hyperventilate over the fact that you don't have it all yet, but also don't let yourself off the hook. Don't slip back into that mentality of lazy living. Hold yourself accountable. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about. You get paid the big bucks because you hold yourself accountable, right? The buck stops with you. That's why you make all the bucks. If you had a boss, he would be making all the bucks because he's holding you accountable. That's why you get paid more. That's why it's more rewarding to be an entrepreneur. But here's the deal. Far too often when we step into the role of entrepreneur from the role of employee, we make one major slip. The major slip is that we try to exercise the rights before we've earned them in developing the discipline. So before we can exercise the right of, I don't have to work today, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, I'm going to give myself the day off, it's my business, it's my right. Before we can exercise that right, we must develop the discipline that comes through consistency, that comes through work ethic, that comes through boundaries. You with me on that? Okay. Now that we're all on the same page, let's look at the art, skill, and power of tracking for results. Now, if you're going to fall asleep in our conversation, which I know you wouldn't do, okay? But if you were tempted to fall asleep, this is where I fear you would willingly check out, okay? This is when you would just take time for a quick snooze fest and catch back up when we get to the exciting part. Guess what? This right here will make or break everything else you do. If you have chosen to eliminate this from your business, you've chosen not to implement this into your business, you have chosen to fail. You've done all the hard work, and you've been busy being busy because you haven't been going anywhere, because you've had no direction, because you've had no tracking. Can anybody relate to what I'm saying right now? Okay? Here's the deal. Why should we track? It's stupid homework. Isn't that what it feels like? We're turning in our homework to the teacher. Guess what? Here's why you track. You cannot change what you do not know. You do not know what you do not track. Cannot change what you do not know. You do not know what you do not track. That's why in every diet and fitness programs, they will say, take measurements, right? In every financial management program, they will have you assess clearly the dollar and cents of where you are, the dollar and cents of where you want to go. No builder in his right mind will start building your home without blueprints. Because we've got to be able to track where we're going against where we are. So what do we track? If we know we need to track, what do we track? You're going to track two things. You're going to track your activity, and you're going to track your time. That's it. Your activity and your time. How do we track them? In the Lamar National Area, we use something called the Perfect 10 tracking sheet. Anyone and everyone is available and is perfectly able to use this, invited to use this. In fact, we didn't create it originally. I got it from a couple other national sales directors, and then we tweaked it for our own processes since then. It actually looks almost nothing like it used to look in its original form, but the original template was so great that we adopted it for ourselves, okay? So you're going to use two things. You're going to use two different things to track your time and your activity. I'm going to come back to these in a second, but just know what they are for now. You're going to use your Perfect 10 tracking sheet to track your activity, and you're going to use your weekly plan sheet to track your time. Notice I did say your weekly plan sheet to track your time. Okay? Now, the reason it's called a Perfect 10 tracking sheet is because that is our mission of excellence in the Lamar National Area. What that means is Perfect 10 means that you hold 10 full circle appointments in your business in a calendar month. If you do that, you leave your home only 10 times in a month and you have full circle business. Okay? So 10 classes or 30 phases in a month, that's your consistent key to success. Can you imagine what would happen if you actually did one Perfect 10? What if you did two? And then what if you did them in a row? Shut up. I know, right? And then if you did 3 in a row, and then you learned and developed this consistency, okay? That's what your Perfect 10 tracking sheet is all about. Then you're going to use your weekly plan sheet to track your time. I want you to keep this phrase in your mind. It's going to apply to everything you do from here until eternity. Plan, do, and review. Plan, do, and review. 99.9% of the population only exists in do. Guess what? They are marching in place. Probably, in reality, they're marching in circles blindfolded. Because there is no planning and there is no review. They think they don't have time to plan. They don't have time to review, so we just keep going. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. I'm too busy to plan. I'm too busy to review. Gotta keep going. Go, 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 go. And you're busy being busy and you ain't getting nowhere. I mean, really, what's dramatically different about your situation now than it was a year ago? Or what about the year before that, or the year before that? It's the compounding interest of time. That's what's at stake here. Plan, do, review. Okay? When do you track? As you go. Remember, when just like a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about with your feedback forms from your DVDs, the Dream Life DVDs, your PMS bags. When you turn in those feedback forms, or when you get those feedback forms back from your prospects, you immediately turn them over to your director, right? You can track them, see where they are, turn them over to your director. She helps you follow up with them. When you finish your skincare class, what was the last step I told you about the behind-the-scenes details of the skincare class? Call your director, right? Get home, tally the totals, and immediately call your director and give her the results. See, here's the thing. Being accountable to her helps you be accountable to yourself. Not because she's grading your homework, not because she's checking your paper, but because she's helping you develop the skill of accountability to yourself. Right?